Welcome to the channel, folks. Today I got something really cool for you. As you can see, it says Hammer LEDs. So this right here is a turn light signal LEDs, excuse me, for your motorcycle. The one that I specifically have here is for the Yamaha Tenere 700, or I like to call it T7. So these are for the rears that I purchased for about 150 bucks. And I've waited for about 4 months to get my hands on these. So needless to say, I'm very excited, and I want to show you guys what these are, and hopefully you guys will like what I have here and consider buying them for your T7 or your Africa Twin or your BMW, your dual sport motorcycle. So let's take a look. It's been 4 months. Very nice. Hammer LED. Very nice. These guys are these guys are coming out from Latvia. Um, very happy for these guys to have made this turn light signal, and you'll see why I'm very excited about the product. So comes with the mounting hardware, a relay so that you're not getting a hyper flash or any sort of interruption for your turn light signal. So very nice of them to include this. Got some nice stickers in here. Of course, I love stickers. Thank you very much, guys. And let's take a look. See, normally you would want to order 4, but they're very expensive. Like I said, the pair here, it cost me about 150 bucks. So if you want all 4 corners, it's going to run you about 300. So it is, a lot of money for some turn light signals, but I want to show you why it would be worth the money if you do consider getting all 4. As for me, I just wanted the rears because I have a different plan for the fronts. So let's take a look. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. 4 very bright LEDs, and the best feature is this right here. You see this? You see that? This articulating spring. So if you drop your bike or you're going through the back roads and it snags on a branch or whatever, you know what I mean, it comes right back. You're not going to lose it. It's not going to go anywhere. And even if it does hit something hard, it's just going to bend and not break off. So you're paying good money for a quality light here. Again, very simple. It's going to hook up right to whatever bike. I believe they got a few bikes online. So like I said, as for me, it's the T7 Yamaha. So it's going to hook up right into my light plug. So very easy, should be easy to install. We'll take a look once I finish demonstrating the light here. Again, very, very sturdy, lightweight, made out of aluminum, and very quality stuff. I like it. It feels good in the hand. Second one, very nice. Same ordeal. Articulating spring. It's not gonna get snagged on anything and break off. Comes right back. Very good spring action. Again, I've never seen turn light signals like this. So I'm the first time I saw these online, I thought it was fake. But turns out these guys are legit, coming from Latvia. It's going to be sent from Europe. So if you're here on the state side, it's going to take some time to arrive. I suggest you guys go on there right now and place an order. I'll leave a link down below. And I'm very excited to get these on the bike. So let's cut over to the bike and check out my install and see how they look on the bike. Alright gang, we're here at the back of the bike, ready for our install. First things first, we're going to need access to our lights. To do so, we're going to take off our tail bit right here. These are held in by several screws. They're Allen head / torque head. You can use an Allen head. I don't suggest it, but these are definitely torque heads. If you don't have those two, you can use a socket head. I believe these are 8mm. I could be wrong, but they're definitely not 10. I checked that. Also, you're going to need one of these guys, a wire stripper plus wire cutter. If you don't have it, It's going to make life a little bit difficult, but it can be done. But I suggest getting one of these. And I have these things called a butt end connectors. Essentially, the stripped wires go on both ends. You clamp them down shut and you seal it with a shrink wrap like this so that it doesn't rust or anything of that nature over time. And of course, lastly, you're going to need our light kit. This comes with everything you need: mounting hardware and a new relay, because the OEM relay is set up for incandescent bulbs and there's an amperage difference, and if you use the OEM relay it's going to hyper flash. So we're going to do that at the very end. So without further ado, let's get to our install. Alright, so here we are, still mid-process of installing our light. I'm behind this bracket right here, the tail piece end. And to gain access to the bulb to essentially remove it, it's being held on by an 8mm bolt. I believe it's 8. I believe so. I haven't checked. To do so, you got to remove this plastic tab that's essentially acting as a barrier, and there's a rubber tab you got to pull down. You see this? And up top as well. And you're just going to drive a screwdriver in there and kind of wiggle it out. Whoop. Takes a little bit of figuring. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, this job is not easy. On a scale of 1 to 10, I mean, this is about a 5, 4.5. Anyway, as you can see, there is that bolt that I was talking about. You're definitely gonna need some kind of an extended head 8 socket with an extendo to reach that. You're not gonna get in there without an extendo. So I'm gonna go ahead and go fetch my extendo, and we're gonna see what it looks like after. All right, so the top piece of our tail end needs to come off because we have to route our wires. I was hoping we didn't need to do that, but as you saw, I took off 3 screws from here, the 2 screws for the saddlebag, and 3 here, and a little safety clip that goes right here, I believe. So get those off on both sides, set it aside. And going back to earlier what I was showing you, this is what I'm talking about right there. You're gonna need an extendo, 8mm, and you get in there just like that. So with that, I got it loosened. Essentially we're turning, and we're just gonna get the the nut out from inside, because that's what's holding our light there. With that nut loose and away, boom, right there. Now we can proceed on removing that OEM turn light signal and replacing it out with our LED one. So let me cut to that chart right now. Okay, I removed the inside nut. This guy should just come loose like that. So I still gotta cut the Ziploc ties that are in there to completely take it off. And for that, you'll need some kind of a razor wire or a razor cutter, which I'm gonna go fetch. I'm gonna get those off, and then we'll take it off from both sides. So I got the tail piece separated from the tail end. And right now, the only thing that's keeping this here are the wires, the brake light wire and the turn light signal wire, which run through the side, and they're right there. I disconnected one of the turn light signals right here. As you can see, you pull up on this tab and pull away. So I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect everything and pull the piece away from the bike separately so that we can attach our new lights. All right, there we have it. The tail end is finally off. Now we can get to taking off the bulbs and start the rewiring process and zip locking them up, and then we'll put it back on the bike. All right, so go ahead and set your tail end down, turn it around. Be sure to put it on, something soft, the cardboard. I got on a little bubble wrap right here, so that's all good. A little extra I'm gonna go ahead and try out is this little aftermarket tail tidy kit that's been handed down to me. I'm gonna try and make that work with my OEM piece, but if that doesn't work out, obviously I'll put it back in here and put it back on the bike exactly as it was. So it might look a little different if it ends up working, but I'm gonna go ahead and remove this, put on the new light and route the wires, and let's take a look what it looks like after. Okay, so it looks like we might have to disconnect, because these are two pieces, so we might have to disconnect it from up top, separate the two, because I don't think this is gonna slide through that easy. So let me go ahead and get to that, and then let's see what it looks like after. Okay, so it looks like we might have to cut it, because this doesn't, that's not gonna go out through there. No way. Okay, looks like we're gonna have to just cut it. So this is where our handy, this is where we're gonna have to use this guy and cut away a little bit further out, in case if you do need to reuse it, it'll be easy to reattach it. So boom, cut that aside, pull it away. That's that. Okay, here we are. Let's pull this guy through. Looks like the right side. Yep. Looks like the right side is a black tip. So keep that in mind when you guys are reconnecting. Cut. Send it through. Okay. That's that. And obviously, this is for your reverse light, your license plate light, so you don't want to cut that. Leave that be, and we are ready to put our new lights back in. Okay, so again, we have separated our bulbs away from the tail end. Now I'm gonna go ahead and open up our nice lights. This is our relay, which we're gonna use at the very end. So we can put that aside for now. Take a look at our very nice lights. Very nice. It already comes ready to just hook right back up to the terminal. Very nice. I love it. So it's gonna go in there something like that. It's gonna be looking something like that. So I'm running out of storage here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and hook this up, and let's take a look afterwards. So I have got one side in, as I've demonstrated. Very simple. They give you all the necessary parts you need. You have to take this rubber grommet off, and there is a little aluminum plate that goes on the outside, and an aluminum plate with the washer and the nut that goes on the inside. So there you have it. That's previous and that's after. Essentially, that's what it looks like. Looks very cool. And remember, this thing bends and twists forward and back and comes right back to its original position. And that's why we like it. And it's LED and it's sequential, I believe. So I'm gonna go ahead and route the other side in, and we're gonna get back into putting it all back together. Just wanted to show you guys this rubber OEM rubber grommet literally just twists off, just with a little bit of force, comes right off. And then we're going to put our outer plate, inner plate, washer, and nut. So very simple. Take that off. All right, we got our lamps in place, looking good, looking even, tightened down. These are tight, and now we're gonna send Ziploc tie in a few places. These two get ziplocked right here. All three wires get ziplocked right there. And then once it gets routed, it's gonna get held down in the middle, right through between those two openings. So let me get that done, and we can get back to assembling everything back and onto the bike. All right, I got them ziplocked. 1, 2, 3, and it follows a path down the middle. And these are the ends right there, as you can see. Now remember to route them from underneath so that the locking mechanism is underneath and it's not up top. And this is a very crucial step right here. You're going to want to cut these ends off right at the base. Right at the base. Because if you don't, you're going to have, you see that? If you don't cut them off flush at the base, you're going to have a little stick out. That's going to be a cutting hazard. It's going to cut your fingers. Anytime you want to work on the bike again, or somebody in the future, a tech, they're going to cut their fingers. So that's a mark of somebody who knows what they're doing. Cut them off flush right at the end. See this? Just like how I'm doing. Right at the end. Boom, right there. Now, there's no cutting hazard. It's not going to get snagged. It's nice and flush, and you can run your fingers through it. And there we have it. We are ready to put everything back into its place. All right, so lights are on. And I've put back all 3/4 pieces. Make sure that when you do it, that you route all the wires according to how it was before, and tighten down all the nuts. Remember, this comes out on the left side of the bike. So now, since all the pieces are in place, we literally just wiggle this into its position, like that. Very hard to do with one hand, but basically it goes in, you tighten everything up, and on comes the top piece, and you button everything up, and she'll be ready to roll. So let's get those shots and finish this little job up. All right, our tailpiece is on, all the parts are in. There's nothing else more to do back here. And next is to find out, put back on your brake light and find out which one is the right side and the left side. So obviously I don't know which one it is because they're not marked. The OEM, this black connector is the right side, but I'm just gonna go ahead and connect both up. Go to my turn light signal toggle switch, and I'm gonna see which one is which by either turning left or right, and it has to correspond to the right direction. So let's hook these up, hit the switch, and see if I'm right. You get 50-50, so let's try it out. All right, we're gonna hook up our tail light and our license plate light as well. And let's take a look, see, we get 50-50 on this. 50-50. Okay, let's turn on. And our, looks like that's it. I got it right on the first try. So we know that's our right. We're just gonna hook up our left. All right, one thing I definitely wanna emphasize is when you are about to hook your new light, remember, take a look inside. There's two prongs. One's gonna be negative, one's gonna be positive. And it's not gonna be it's not gonna be in the same direction in here. If you look very closely, there's two terminals in there. Make sure you get those two terminals lined up with the two prongs inside that connector terminal right there. So if you don't, you're gonna end up breaking it, bending it, and well, now you're in more trouble than before. So remember to hook it up, look inside, and line it up the right way, all right? Otherwise, we're gonna be in a heap of trouble, so. All right, I'm gonna hook up my left. Give it a whirl. That's left, that's right. That's emergency. All right, we're good. On to the last part, which is gonna be our relay, which goes right here. So let's take a look at that. And we're pretty much done, folks. All right, so this is our last step until our installation is complete. This is the supplied relay. And there's the relay that we need to get to. Very easy to access, just take off your seat. But as you can see, I already bent this. We're just gonna lift it up from its rubber boot. There it is. Disconnect, like so. We're gonna reuse this rubber boot. So we're just gonna go ahead and remove the rubber boot from the OEM. Just like that. Set that aside. And put it away for future, or you wanna sell it, or maybe whatever reason somebody might want it, yada yada. And, well, this boot's supposed to fit in here, but it doesn't fit, so they made a mistake and sent me the wrong boot. Look at that, doesn't fit. Okay, not a big deal. We're just gonna go ahead and hook her back up, just like that. And just gonna tuck the relay back in here. I'm just gonna go ahead and use a double-sided sticky tape and keep it in place. Again, there's this boot was supposed to fit into that one that came, but it's all right, not a big deal. I'm very satisfied with their product, but there you have it. That's the end of our installation. I hope this was helpful. I'm just gonna button back up the bike, and then we'll see our final shot where the entirety of the bike is back and with the lights working properly. right, gang, there you have it. The job is done. Took me about 4 hours to get this job done. So plan ahead and leave time in your day to get this job done. I'm very happy with the lights. They're super bright, high quality, and as I mentioned, these are articulating spring-loaded lights, so they can take the damage, they can take the fall, and for a dual sport like this, I think they're perfect. So shout out to Hammer LEDs from Latvia. Thank you guys very much for providing us with this awesome product. I hope you guys like it. I hope I was clear and concise enough to get you to do this job on your own, because this will take some time, and taking it to a shop will cost you several $100. So I hope you guys have all the necessary tools. Definitely get a combo metric, because this is a Japanese bike. Everything's metric. And thank you for enjoying my video. I hope I was helpful, and if you found it helpful, please give a thumbs up, and I will catch you guys on the next video. Peace out.